Hello. You have just finished your last shift. How are you feeling?
Tired.
You're now unemployed / retired. That means you can be on the vlog again. And no more night shifts. That is right, boys and girls. What you have just witnessed was Anna leaving her final shift at the job that led to us moving all the way over here, getting this new house just 6 months ago. You've left your job.
I was tired that day.
Is that why you've left your job? Because you were tired that day? That was, yeah, for the excuse of why she seems so exhausted and not very talkative, that was like 7 a.m. in the morning on day 7 of 7 consecutive 12-hour night shifts, wasn't it? Yeah. And that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. If you want to know when the decision was made, if you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen me counting down for the last month or so. I started the countdown the day she handed in her notice, and it has all been counting down to this, that everything changes that I've been going on about for a month isn't just that Anna's left her job, it's all of the stuff that Anna leaving her job leads to, and we'll get to that in a little while. But first, I think we should probably explain why you left your job, because there's a few reasons. She's not gone on. You're not going on to another job, no. Are you? She's left working what she was doing before, which I think we're allowed to say now, aren't we? She was working in a prison, and you worked there for 6 months, and she's now left that job, and she's going to be working with me. She's joining Lollujo Enterprises. She's part of the business, the family business. Anna is now. I don't even know how legally it's going to be structured, because it's not fully set up yet, whether she's now my employee or whether she's a partner in the business, or we'll be treating her as a partner in the business. Effectively, I'm now Anna's employee, I think. But yeah, you've like people said to me 3 or 4 years ago when I took the same plunge and left my job to do this full time. Congratulations on your retirement, because people think that we don't do anything as part of doing this job. But why have you left your job, Anna?
It's a combination of a lot of things. One of them is Andy.
A big one is Andy. Andy has really struggled with you being away, because he's never been used to it, has he? He turned 17 this summer, and he's never known you working full time. No. You've done uni, a couple of days a week at uni or college or co-op, various things over the years, but he's never known Anna be out of the house for more than a couple of days a week. And also with a lot of that stuff, you were able to make your own way then. It didn't really impact him, other than the fact you weren't there. It didn't really impact him, whereas this, because you were never able to do your driving because lockdown and all that stuff.
I started.
You started a year ago, back where we were living before. But as soon as lockdown happened, that was cancelled. When we moved, we almost immediately went back into another lockdown. We've not been able to find a driving instructor. I don't think driving lessons were allowed during lockdown unless you were a key worker, which I guess you are. You were a key worker, but
I am a key worker.
They wouldn't take. No, there was no. We couldn't find anybody who'd take her on as a student. And even if you had been able to find a driving instructor, the wait for a test is so very long that it was going to be.
But I needed my theory test, and I had to cancel that for the internet that time.
Yeah, it's just been a nightmare trying to get Anna through her driving, and we were sort of sat there a month ago because Andy had been having real problems. I mean, for a long time he'd been trying to refuse to go and take you in or pick you up. Yeah, there's been a couple of times that Anna's had to get taxis home or get lifts with people from work, because he hates it. He's all the way through from the very beginning. He's always travelled to and from work with a blanket over his head. It's always been a battle. He's always hated it. It involves him getting up early. He's there sat in the kitchen before 7 a.m. every day, eating his breakfast, because he's going to have to leave at 7:10 to get Anna to work. And when it's the night shifts, it's all reversed, and I'm waking him up and we're having to go and pick you up early. And
giving him baths at 4 p.m. And
it meant, and because the shift pattern was so varied, there was never any routine to it. So meal times were changing, bedtimes were changing, routines were changing. There was nothing consistent. And he hated it. What do you mean, Andy?
You didn't like it.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're still on reason 1 at the moment. We're going to get onto the other reasons in a little while, because there are multiple reasons. But yeah, Andy was really struggling with it. And realistically, I don't think I think it was going to get to the point where
You were getting meltdowns from him.
Yeah, he was having regular meltdowns because he didn't want to go. He just didn't want to leave the house. He would refuse to go and pick her up in the evening, and it was.
He loves me.
It was getting to the point where, because driving wasn't an option, finding someone to lift share with wasn't happening because everyone's shifts are all over the place. There's no consistency. The only option was going to be taxi, and that was going to cost you, what was it, £20 each time?
Yes, it's like £180 a week.
Yeah, which doesn't leave a lot left over if you're spending £180 a week to get to work. It's not really worth going at that point, is it? So Andy was definitely a big factor to it. But like Anna said, I hated it. This isn't me being a controlling monster, but I hated it. I was, the nature of my job is I stream 4 or 5 nights a week, and traditionally I've finished about 11 p.m. And I had to change my stream schedule around because finishing streaming at 11, nobody goes straight to bed as soon as they finish work. So I'd finish streaming at 11, be in bed by like 11:30, 11:45, but still need to chill out. The adrenaline's still flowing from being in entertainer mode. So I wasn't getting to bed until like 12:30, 1 a.m. And then the alarm would go off at 6:30 to get up, take Anna to work, and it worked okay initially when I wasn't as sleep deprived, but over time it just got to the point where I was taking her into work at 7:15, 7:20 in the morning, getting back home at 8, and I was going back to bed.
Lazy.
But I was so tired. I shifted my stream times so I finished at 10 rather than 11 to see if that would help. I've been doing that for a couple of months, but that meant I was starting streaming earlier. So when we were then picking you up at 5 o'clock, getting back here at 5:30, I've got a stream at 7, which means I have to be in my office at 6:45. We were getting just about an hour to get some dinner ready.
But then sometimes I wouldn't finish till 7:30.
Yeah. So that wasn't consistent. But even on those days when you were finishing at 5, more often than not, we didn't have time to make dinner. We were just getting takeaways. So we were spending a lot of money on takeaways. Yeah. It's unhealthy. And we were never seeing each other. It would basically be, the alarm would go off in the morning. And we'd all get in the car, take Anna to work. It's one of only 2 times a day we get to speak to each other, because then you'd be at work all day while I'm at home with Andy. And then we come and pick you up again, get to have our second conversation of the day, quickly sort something out for dinner, and then I go into my office and stream. And then by the time, Anna's doing Andy's evening stuff, and by the time I finish streaming, you're already asleep.
I could be asleep by like 9.
We just kind of repeat it again the next day. So Andy's miserable, I'm miserable, because not only is that a miserable existence, but it was taking 2 hours a day. Yeah. Well, more than that, 2 hours a day just getting you there and back, plus another hour just doing Andy's meals and stuff, because I have to go and cook his dinner, sit in the kitchen with him. I know this is like tiny violin stuff. Oh no, you have to feed your child. But 3 hours a day, forever. 3 hours a day every day. That's on a 5-day week, which I never work, but on a 5-day week, that's 15 hours lost. That's 2 full work days gone just so you can go to work.
Yeah.
Which meant I was then working all weekend as well. So my week went from like a 5-day week. I was in quite a good habit before we moved of working 5-day weeks. I've been working 7-day weeks for months because I've had to make the time up somewhere. I've not had a day off.
And you have to see Amy and all that as well.
With everything else has to be fitted in as well. So Andy's miserable, I'm miserable, and quite apart from anything else, I don't think the job was what you thought it was going to be. Was it? I
like
really?
like 2 parts of it. The rest of it I could have done without.
Yeah, without going into details that you're not allowed to share. You were working in a prison.
Yeah.
You were having contact with prisoners.
Yeah.
It wasn't a.
I wasn't a prison officer. I was at OSG. So
it's like
ran the prison basically.
Yeah, but
they couldn't have run the prison if we weren't there.
But you were still having direct contact with prisoners on a daily basis, and those interactions weren't very nice. These are not if you've got your spectrum. I'm trying not to give too much away, but if you've got your spectrum of the really nice prisoners and the worst prisoners you can possibly imagine, those ones are the ones that were in the prison Anna worked at. Like the worst of the worst, who, if you are a woman, you don't want to really be around those kind of people, and they let you know it. And you've been called every name under the sun. You've been threatened. You've seen people you work with be physically assaulted.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. So it's not really what you did 3 years of uni to end up doing, was it?
But it was the only place hiring.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
I mean,
problem.
you did your degree in crime stuff, and your plan was never to go and work in a prison, was it?
No.
But you wanted to, the sort of jobs you did want, forensics type stuff, weren't hiring.
Not a thing.
So it was either a choice of not work or go and do this thing that's sort of loosely related and at least keeps you in the game. And after 6 months, it became clear that maybe option A was the better one, i.e. not work, and then see how things are a little bit further down the line.
The move helped.
Moving house, lockdown.
No school.
Yeah, Andy not being in school, which was connected to both of those things. It was just so much change all at the same time that
I had 1 week off. I had 6 days off between co-op and there.
Yeah, we were all miserable, and it would have been okay if we were much better off financially because of it, but we've run the numbers and it wasn't making that much of a difference, really.
Not really.
Compared to what you were earning at the co-op before, and, compared to what this channel was earning before, we kind of had to kill it.
If I went full-time at co-op, I would have earned more than what I've earned there.
Yeah, and equally, when we were vlogging every day on this channel, we were earning more money than you were earning there. So it wasn't really, you'd been moaning about it we'd all been moaning about it for a little while, and we'd kind of throwaway comments said, well, just quit then, the way people do. And I think we finally got to the point 4 or 5 weeks ago where we actually sat down. It started as an argument, and because we were just snapping at each other because we were miserable and tired, and turned into eventually a discussion of, let's actually look at the pros and cons of carrying on doing it. Why? And the question I kept asking you was, why are you going to work? And neither of us could come up with an answer. It wasn't helping us out financially. It was making everybody miserable. It's not the long-term career that you want.
There's not really a progression there. If I look at it, what people do, there's not a progression. It's just OSG.
Yeah. So all of that means the plan now, when it comes to you and work, is you can do this for as long as we need you to do this for, or you need to do this for. I think realistically, Andy turned 17 this summer. He's probably got 2 years at his new school and maybe 2 more years living here. I think we're probably looking at that being until he's 19. So we've got a couple of years. That 2-year clock has started, and then he's going to move on to whatever's next. It'll involve him moving out. It'll involve him going on to do whatever's the next thing for him. And in that time, you can learn to drive. You can get experience of a different industry working with me. We can both really focus on this and see how we can grow this business. And in 2 years' time, Andy will be moved out, and at that point, you can go and apply for your forensics jobs or whatever jobs it ends up being, and go and do the thing you actually went to uni for. And you even said, but won't it look bad on my CV or in interviews? I don't think it will, because I think it's exactly the same reasoning that I gave, or I will give if I have to go back into work. I left my job because I needed to be at home for Andy.
Yeah, that's what they said at work. They was like, they asked me why, and I was told them like the situation, and they said, well, you can be replaced here within a week. At home, you can't be replaced. So,
exactly.
And I was not under threat, but the threat of violence is there.
I hated every minute of you being there. I really hated it. But it's not. It was. I hated the idea of it when you first applied for it. But it's not my place to say you're not allowed to work there. It's like I can be miserable about it and quiet and worry about.
Every time I told you were excited.
Because I was being excited for you, because you clearly wanted to do it, and I was being nice and supportive and didn't want to say no, you can't do the one job that you found.
Out of the 100,
I forbid it.
No, I applied for at least 100 jobs. That was the only one that was hiring because everywhere shut down. I got emails from the Met saying they are not taking applications because of lockdown. I got messages from the British Transport Police saying they have shut their applications down. Just all police forces are just shut down.
Yeah, well, I think we rushed into it because I think what we didn't do at the time, and looking back, what we would have done differently is we should have run the numbers properly at the time and worked out if you actually needed to start a job straight away, or if we could have just sat out lockdown and then. I think we probably should have done that. So we've now decided we're going to do that. Let's get COVID out the way. Let's get Andy through school and into whatever's next for him. And then in a couple of years' time, you're still not even going to be 40. You know, there's plenty of time for you to go and start a 25, 30-year career doing whatever you want. There's no rush. So Anna's working with me now, which leads us on to everything changes. And the biggest change that you're going to see here on this channel, change number 1, obviously, is that Anna can now be back in the videos. Change number 2 is that means we're bringing back the vlog.
But you never would.
I had to say what I had to say because at the time the rules were we couldn't. Vlogging during lockdown would have been a nightmare. Lockdown's eased. We can go out. Tomorrow's video. Yes, there's going to be another video tomorrow. Tomorrow's video is going to be us out and about having a day out. It's going to be a fun day. We couldn't do that 6 months ago. But also, when you were working at the prison, you weren't allowed to be on social media at all. It would have been dangerous.
Yeah, they told me not to be on.
Yeah, she was taken to one side and said, look, if a family of a prisoner or a gang or whoever it might be puts 2 and 2 together, works out who you are and where you work, you will be in danger. So get off the internet. That's why all your social media has been private for the last 6 months. And that's why she couldn't be in the videos. But now she can. Now we're back. So the vlog is back. Take all of the stuff I said about it not coming back with a pinch of salt. I said what I had to say at the time, because at the time, when I made that video 6 or 7 weeks ago...
Is that all it was?
Yep. I had no concept that you were going to be giving up your job, and as far as I was concerned, that was it. It wasn't coming back because you were always going to work in the kind of jobs where you couldn't be in the vlog. So when I made that video, I was 100% sure the vlog was never coming back. But now it can, and like I said before, when we were vlogging daily, we were earning more money from this channel than you were earning from what you were doing. So one of the ways we're justifying Anna leaving her job is we're going to start vlogging. Not necessarily every single day, but most days, I imagine, you're going to get a video.
Not every day.
Yeah, don't nag at me if it gets to 5 o'clock one day and there isn't a video, because that just means we're not making a video that day. But check in, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on. That way it'll be a nice surprise when you do get videos. Ring that bell. Yeah, see, she knows. Ring the bell. And there is going to be a lot more content coming on the channel. It's going to be a lot more of the content that you're used to from a year ago and before that as well. Going out, doing stuff as a family, day-to-day life, all of us involved. Andy's filming again. He seems relatively up for it. He's comfortable filming when we're not at home. When we are at home, he's not interested. But we're going to be out a lot more now. So... yeah, the vlog is back. But that's not all when I say everything changes, because it also means it's going to have impact on all sorts of other things as well. Things like the Streamer Showdown. I've had to miss 2 Streamer Showdowns this year already because they clashed with Anna being on nights. That's done. She's not doing nights anymore. So... hopefully I'll be able to be in the Streamer Showdown much more consistently and not feel like I'm letting everyone down as part of that. The Football Manager content I'm not going to be doing more of it because that would be mad. I already do a load, but the quality should continue to increase because I'm going to have a little bit more time to spend on it. This one has a background in editing and video production stuff from college, so she's going to be she's going to be doing bits and pieces behind the scenes to help improve the quality and also take some of the load off of me, so I have more time to do other bits and bobs as well. So you're just going to see general quality improvements everywhere as we get to share the workload a little bit more. It's going to be different from how it was before, because even back a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we were family vloggers, it was very much my YouTube channel that you lot featured on, because Anna was busy with uni, she was busy with co-op. This is a team effort now. She is part of this business, she is part of this channel, and you're going to see a lot more of Anna, and there's going to be a lot more stuff that we've both been involved in working on. My streaming schedule is likely to change as well. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like yet. Might end up slightly later streams again, just so that we don't have to have that massive rush between finishing dinner and starting the stream. It'd be quite nice once we're settled into the new routine with Andy's school times and we work out how that all works. If I can afford to be getting up at 7:30 in the morning, for example, rather than 6, I can start streaming 8 till 11 again, which means we don't have as stressful an evening, which would be nice.
For me.
I know, it's going to be glorious. We're also going to be doing some streaming stuff on this channel as well. So on some of those days where we've not got a vlog for you, there might be a stream. And it will be a stream from this room, where there's going to be a new desk set up, because this one is finally, after all these years, going to start doing some content creation under her own name. We don't know what the name is going to be yet, but we have got... We've been buying bits and pieces for a PC setup. We've got the old PC from the living room, but we've got other bits that we're going to be adding to it, capture cards, new monitors, a whole setup, lighting, cameras and everything in this room, where Anna is going to be producing some of her own gaming content on her own channel, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, Facebook. If you're interested, make her an offer, you know. It's all very much up in the air yet. There is no channel to go and follow yet. But watch this space. There'll no doubt be a video with us showing the setup as we build it and when it's finished. And I imagine as part of that,
from work.
yeah. Well, you're still officially employed until tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
Is it tomorrow?
When they're seeing this, it is, yeah. So there will be more content coming from Anna as well. And as soon as there is a channel somewhere for you to follow, you can be sure we'll be telling you all about it. In the meantime, you can now follow her on social media again, because she can unprivate Instagram and Twitter and TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
I've already started doing TikTok. I am going to convince
I
Anna
give
to
you
get into TikTok
ideas.
as well. Yeah, Mr. Kevin Chapman on TikTok. That's another of the things that has started as part of the Everything Changing, because I've got time to do it now. We've got the TikTok channel and the Shorts channel, where all of the TikToks end up here on YouTube as well. That's just the first example of one of these new things we can try and experiment with, because we've got a little bit more time. And yeah, me and Anna have been working together on the TikTok stuff as well. So everything is changing. You will see lots of change for the good over the coming weeks and months. But I know the headline you all want, and the headline you've got, is the vlog is back. So make sure you're back here 5 p.m. tomorrow, because we're going to have a vlog for you. How exciting.
I see.
See you soon, boys and girls. Bye-bye.